Okay, here we are. We're back again on another Saturday check-in. Got my daughter, Kristan, the comic slayer, the
I'm here.
OmniCat, if you will.
Some people call me that.
Yeah. Oh, Marcelo's here.
Hey, Marcelo.
Hey. Yeah, I need to tell Marcelo that book that he gifted me that he won from Jess on his show. I'm almost finished with it now. It's Death or Glory. You haven't read it, have you?
No.
Do you have any idea what it's about?
No.
Okay, I didn't
I know
either.
it's Remender, right?
Right, but it looking at the cover, why didn't I have it here?
I don't know.
1 second.
You're not ready for anything.
No. Now I just set it down on the crunchy part of the desk where sunshine leaves debris from her, I guess, her feet, you know. But
Oh, I thought you were going to say her treats. Doesn't she eat treats there?
well, treats too.
Yeah.
But the cover, I thought it was going to be a sci-fi thing. Doesn't it look like a sci-fi thing?
Sure. Yeah.
Right. But it's not. The this thing she's wearing is a racing suit. It's not,
right.
it's not a sci-fi thing.
I knew like racing was involved in some sort.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
There's no
Jay was calling you out. Did you do it?
There's no calling me out. You asked me last night or yesterday on my show,
Right.
You were like, you should watch it tonight. And I literally brought it up and I said, absolutely not.
You said
I'm not
no,
doing
yeah.
that. I said, nope, it's not happening. And then you said, get up at 7:45 in the morning. And
Did you
it
do
only
that?
takes 52 minutes. And then I laughed about it. I was like, no, I won't be doing that. And then Mary was like, oh, your dad's funny. I'm like, he's not joking. He wants me to get up at 7:45 in the morning.
Well,
and watch.
I was joking, but I was also serious at the same time. It was a serious suggestion.
Now, see, you did this last time too. The last time we did a check-in together, the night before, you were like, you should watch 5 episodes of this show. And we should talk about it.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
I actually forgot this was the first Saturday coming up. Your mom actually had to remind me that this was the first Saturday, even though I'm the one who made this rigid schedule that you...
Well, and that you go bonkers for. And I wondered because you texted me and I was just like, oh, well, why didn't you remind me before the day before?
Because I forgot.
And I was like, sure, I can be here. But like,
I think I thought it was going to be like next Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, I knew it was coming up, but I didn't know it was this Saturday.
I mean, I do feel like November. I mean, we say it every year, right? But November really like flew by.
Yeah, it did. But you did finish She-Hulk.
Yeah, see, this is why I wasn't going to watch Werewolf by Night. I don't watch things timely. Do you know me to watch things timely?
Yeah.
Unless it's like something I'm real stoked about, like Sweet Tooth. I watch very timely. And I'm currently watching The Santa Clauses on Disney Plus.
We haven't started that yet.
Oh, it's great. It is really good. I mean, it's ridiculous, but you'll enjoy it because you like the original.
Right.
But I finally finished She-Hulk the other day.
That ending, I have mixed feelings about. Do you too, I guess?
No, that was hands down the best finale of any show I think I've ever watched in my life.
I mean, I'm about 85% totally happy with it, you know. So, I mean, overall, though, I think the show is fantastic. I don't understand the people criticizing it. I don't get it. I don't know what they're watching. I mean, I don't know what She-Hulk that they have read. I mean, most people, I think, maybe not the youngest people in our groups, but I think most people of sort of median age probably will say that John Byrne's She-Hulk is the definitive She-Hulk. I think that's probably fair. And he started the whole adding all the humor, the over-the-top humor, and breaking the fourth wall and all that. That all began there. And this show just does this beautifully.
Yeah.
So what are they unhappy about? What? I don't get it.
I mean, I know the kinds of fans that are unhappy and why, and I believe you do too. And it's the same thing every time.
Some of these guys are probably John Byrne fans. So I don't understand. There's a disconnect here, right?
Oh yeah. Well, and with those fans, there's always a disconnect, you know. But yeah, I loved it so much. I'd even go as far.
Good morning. I think it's just idiots screaming.
Interrupt me for William. Good morning,
sorry.
William. But
I'm
like,
sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Continue.
I would go as far as to say my favorite Marvel show before this was absolutely Jessica Jones. Still love it. However, I think I love She-Hulk more.
Oh, now that's bold.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go that far. I think that the fair criticism with She-Hulk is that some of the CG is a little rushed and a little less than what it should have been. I think
didn't
that's
have a
fair.
problem.
But it didn't kill the
Yeah.
show for me, It just knocked it from a 10, It's not a 10 for me, but it can't be a 10 with those weird issues, but it's still really good,
It's still a 10 for me with the weird issues.
Okay.
I don't care at all. Yeah, it
Well,
was just such a
sometimes it
blast.
seems like they couldn't decide on her scaling. She seemed to be larger proportionally and other times smaller, and I don't think they nailed that. Hopefully season 2 they will have.
Well, hopefully there is a season 2.
Right, of course.
I mean, I hope so much
Who
that there's a
knows
season 2.
with Disney? Who knows?
But like I'm confused what you didn't like about the finale.
Well, I did not like it. It's just they took a lot of liberties with the meta, I mean, I'm okay with it, but huh?
I thought that was the best part. I mean, you've never seen a finale like that?
No,
you know
that's
what I mean?
true. Never.
Like in the little moment when they knocked it back to the Disney Plus menu,
Yeah,
was
the menu.
best.
The menu.
Yes,
yeah.
And it looked perfect.
It did, yeah. That was really well done. You may have
thought, oh no, did they actually kick me back to the menu?
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I probably need to watch it again to really get it, but I liked it. I was happy with it.
Yeah, you should.
Jill Spears says, good morning. Marcella weighing in here. I like She-Hulk, and I like what they tried to do with that ending, but I don't think they nailed it. Right. I think they were close, but I don't think they were quite,
I think they nailed it. I loved it.
Yeah. I loved it too. And the people that are complaining about her smashing, as they say, Daredevil or Matt Murdock, that is completely in character for her and him.
Yes. It was fantastic. And and they clearly had chemistry too. That was like real.
Yep. Perfect.
It was awesome.
The only thing I could say was I didn't care for his costume, but I don't think we're supposed to care for it because I think we're supposed to think of the old one and then they're going to bring out a perfect new one, right? That's what's going to happen.
And that was clearly the old one,
Right. It was supposed to make us think of that shitty yellow. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because that's where my head went too. And I haven't even read a lot of Daredevil or anything, but I was like, okay.
But you see that art, and it's just a horrible design.
Yeah. And I think it played into like her making fun of him too,
Yeah. On that Werewolf by Night, I'm not going to say anything spoilery because I want you to watch it, but I'm just going to say this, and so you'll know when you watch it. One of my all-time favorite Marvel monsters is in this, other than Jack Russell, and I didn't know it because I avoided all spoilers on it. I had no idea what was going to happen, and man, it's great. Very happy with it.
Okay.
You got to watch that next.
So is that one episode out, or
it's just a one-off? It's a special.
It's a one-off. Okay.
Yep. I mean,
so far, that makes me want to watch it more. Actually, I thought it was just a long episode.
I thought you knew that. Yeah.
I don't know anything about it. I wouldn't have known it was out if you didn't say it. No idea.
Yeah. It was just a special. I mean, clearly they could make a series. I don't know that there. I've not heard of any plans, but. Oh, I never did finish talking about Death or Glory. I ain't gonna say too much because I am gonna do a review of it, but not finished with it yet. But I'm like 98% there. It's like a big road movie. It's a chase. There's no fantasy. There's no sci-fi. None of that. It's the kind of thing I probably would have never started. I mean, this was a gift. So, but I had no idea what the plot was. Like if there was a movie like that, I probably wouldn't watch it unless there was someone in it that I loved, right? And then it reminds me of the way you talk about the sports manga, how you don't care anything about any ball sports, but you love the sports manga. Yeah. Well, I don't care anything about big rig truckers or any of that kind of stuff. But man, that it's good.
Yeah, good.
Pretty good stuff. I have not watched it yet. Have you, Kristan?
Yes, I told you to watch
Oh,
it.
that's right. You said that the other day.
Yeah, it's incredible. I loved it so much.
How
I
long
mean,
is it? Do
truly.
you know? Like an
Like
hour?
no, it's like 40 something minutes, I think.
Okay.
It's so good. Kevin
We'll probably
Bacon's
watch
in
it
it.
real soon.
Come on. It's seriously, you should watch it today. It's
Okay,
short
well.
and it's so good.
Well, we got to finish your other live stream first. We're gonna do that at lunch. So.
Okay, well, then fine. You can do it after that.
Okay. Deal Spirit says, are you excited for the Fallout show on Amazon? I haven't heard much about it yet. Have you, Kristan?
I didn't know it existed.
I knew there was something in development. I haven't seen much about it. I know it's the kind of thing I'll probably go bonkers on if they get a bunch of stuff wrong, but
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Next Imaginaut says, Larry, one of two, unrelated to Marvel TV, because I've never had the chance to ask you directly, how much of an interest do or might you have in broadening your horizons vis-a-vis manga and anime? I don't know. I mean, I read some manga that Kristan pushes on me mostly.
Yes, mostly, only.
Okay, only.
You've never read anything outside of that.
You know, I don't really feel like I need to get into that whole world though, because clearly I can't handle what I got. You know,
you do. It's just comics.
Yeah, it's comics.
It's also comics.
Yeah,
you need all that you do, except No Longer Human, but you need all the rest. It's all weird and good.
Karthik says the chemistry between Drax and Manus was amazing.
Yeah,
you agree with that?
They were so good together. Yeah, it was awesome.
Yep. Bill Weiss is here. He says, "Hey guys, nice catching you live. Do you remember him, Kristan?"
The drummer?
No, that's Joel.
No. Okay, I feel like I remember the name.
You got to go back farther.
I'm sorry. I definitely remember the name.
From high school, Bill Weiss. He was the tall, lanky, kind of Jeff Goldblum lanky at the time.
Okay.
He was an artist. Well, he is an artist still.
Okay.
Yeah. But
I remember
he's
you
not the guy
about him.
Yeah. Not Pete, though. Pete was the one that took your picture, that really awesome black and white picture of you and your baby. Remember that?
Yeah. Well, I don't remember that.
Well,
I've seen that on your wall. Yeah.
Yes. But hey, Bill. Oh, here's the other part next to Magellan. Genuinely curious to know, given your age, whether you share Jess's same alternating hangups to disinterest. I have a little trouble with that sometimes, and I have to go back and fix it. I don't seem to struggle as much as Jess, but yeah, sometimes it's a little challenging.
Specifically for those who don't know, that is a reference to reading right to left panels versus left to right that Western society is used to. I think when you do it and you keep doing it, it becomes so easy. Like I have a whole shelf of manga, you know, and my brain automatically knows like immediately. I don't even think about it anymore. But I've also been reading it for years. And I think you can get like that. It's also really good for your brain.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
It's really good for brain health, aging health. And yeah, so I think I need to give you more manga just so your brain becomes healthy and keeps with it.
Are you take this or Kristan?
Which one of you has the most adorable cats? Well, I don't know, but I know one of us has a cat who has almost 20,000 Twitter followers. So just saying. The
internet has spoken, but
you know,
Sunshine has got some chub on her. We've overfed her a little bit.
Yeah, she's really cute though. She's very cute.
Yeah. Nick Tucker says, "Hey Larry and Kristan, how you doing?"
Hey Nick.
Pretty good. Can't complain too much. I mean, I do, but I shouldn't probably.
That's right.
Bill says the Guardians Christmas special was very good.
It's so good. I loved it.
Yeah, awesome. Bill didn't think he met you, but I think he did. But you were an infant. Literally.
I was gonna say, like, I'm sure I wouldn't remember if I did. Yeah. I remember the name.
Well, you've seen pictures of it. I'm sure I've showed you.
And you've talked about him, yeah.
Marcella says, "I got Death or Glory because I'm weak and the FOMO was high. I don't trust Remender's low print anymore, but I haven't read it yet." Yeah, I like the art a lot. It's Bengal. I don't know how you pronounce that. Bengal. I'd never seen his art before. It's really good.
Are
I
you
mean, I don't know if he's him or not, but
are you interested in more Remender at this point?
probably. I mean,
Okay.
I've read some, a
I
little
mean, are
bit.
you at all interested in Deadly Class? Because these are also very nice,
Aren't,
huge
aren't some of them out of print
hardcovers.
though?
They've reprinted all of them recently,
Oh, okay.
unless they've now become out of print again. Actually, only have two. I need to get the third one, I think. But
Bill says he needs more manga for his mind.
yes,
Bill, have you read any Junji Ito? Is that how you pronounce it, Kristen? Did I get that right?
that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. It's for your mind, but it's just twisted as hell. I mean,
It's a weird horror manga, but I think it's good. I mean, I think I was right when I said this is great for like any Twilight Zone fans, right? Like, because
yeah,
it's so
absolutely.
strange, and often there's short story collections a lot of the time.
I wonder how much the cultural differences add to that strangeness for us Western people reading it. You think? I mean, it's probably really bizarre for the Japanese too. But
I think it's just bonkers everywhere, and everybody knows that. What's great is like if you watch any interviews with him, like he seems like the sweetest guy, and he's
I've seen some
lovely.
YouTube stuff.
Yeah, which like counters what he's doing entirely, which I think is fun.
Yep. Nick Tucker says, I was going to wait until closer to Christmas before I watched the Guardian special, but then I watched the trailer for Volume 3 and can't wait. Yeah, I've got a whole bunch of stuff that I've collected on a YouTube playlist that I'm holding back to closer to Christmas. I mean, that's not one of them, but I do that with YouTube stuff. Bill says, I don't really do manga either. Yeah, I don't do much of it. Kristan makes me do some stuff, so it happens, but
yeah, I think everyone, like, if you're a big Western fan and you haven't jumped into manga, and maybe you're like, oh, these series are too long, or like, I'm not interested, or maybe the art that you've seen and you think is typical manga isn't your tea, which I get. Yeah, you got to check out Ito's stuff because it's so different, so unique, and it's all really good. Except don't check out No Longer Human. Get everything else. Also, because that's just not his story. It's an adaptation of a novel.
Right. He didn't write all of it.
But also anything from Urasawa. So 20th Century Boys is amazing. And Dad, one day I'm going to make you read that because you're going to love it.
Well, I like that it's T-Rex. I mean, that's a hook for me. They're like my third favorite band of all time. So
I'm telling you, you should really read it. Monster is also great. And these are like limit. Like there's an end. There's an end. The art's incredible. I should grab some.
Well, Bill's talking about that. He's overwhelmed by the amount of it. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So like Pluto is 8 volumes and they're small. So like that's nothing. Like there are certain series that are limited. So there's some one and dones that are great. Like there's a ton.
Karthik says he agrees they're still available then, maybe.
Yeah, I think they just reprinted the third one came out, they reprinted the other 2, and then there's a 4th one that's gonna end it.
Yeah, he meant 4th, but yeah. So Bill says his son is into it. The youngsters are more into it, I think, maybe.
I'm gonna get you there. It's happening.
Nick Tucker says, I got quite a few Junji Ito, some twisted storytelling and art. Yeah. Well, see, I'm really jazzed with his art, though, because to me, what I perceive as being typical manga art is not that good to me in my mind, But he really is totally different than that. And he's super detailed, really fine lines, which is what I'm into more.
I could grab some of this if you want, but and that's Ito's great too because like that's one and you're done.
Yeah,
that's it. It's always one and you're done. Like you don't have to worry about another book.
Marcelo got Deadly Class. So there was another one I got immediately because they were supposed to disappear in a day. Several months later, they're still available. I could have paid a lot less if I had waited.
It's
Kristen
so true.
keeps nailing me on those, but
Marcelo, listen to me too. I've told my dad all the time. I'm like, you don't need this immediately. You're just going to add it to your to-read pile, and then it's going to sit there for maybe years. I think you've literally said it could take years.
Bill's got Pluto a question for you.
At Barnes & Noble. I assume you can find it there if they're in print. I don't know if they are in print. I can check because I know some of that goes in and out. I'm sure they will be if they're not. But yeah, Pluto's a great one. If they have Monster, also a good one. That's like 9 volumes, I think. They're a little chunkier. It's a little more. But yeah, Pluto's so good too. You would like Pluto a lot too, Dad.
All right. Gail Spear says, what are you both reading now?
Let's see. What are you reading?
Well, I'm about to finish Death or Glory.
Right.
And I'm still reading Return of the King, but I'm only reading a few pages of that a day. So,
I am almost in the middle of zombie cat invasion because, of course, I am.
now, is that art on the cover the same as the artist inside? Because that looks detailed.
Yeah, it's a little less detailed inside. This was a Kickstarter. It's got like interesting like red tones throughout. But I don't know how I feel about it. I was gonna say I'm enjoying it, but I actually don't know. The weird thing is, so there's a virus, a zombie virus, and it only affects cats, and so these cats start turning into zombies. But the humans seem okay with it. It's confusing me because I'm like, oh, this could be an interesting concept, but I'm kind of bothered by it. It's just like, okay, I got a zombie cat now. What do I feed him? Like, and I'm just like, what? So I don't know how I
it's
feel.
not a problem.
Right. And I'm like, I kind of want it to be a problem, right?
Yeah. Next Imagine back says, were I you, if nothing else, I would set myself to Akira and Lone Wolf and Cub, though something like Battle Angel Alita would be more accessible. Yeah.
I
remember
Akira
seeing some art from Lone Wolf and Cub back in the 80s probably, and I liked it, but I never actually bought it.
I'm going to grab some stuff. 1 second. I'll be back.
Okay. Wait till she comes back and I'll read this, Bill. Well, I'll read it now. She can read when she comes back. I can read some of it on my lunch break and see what I think. Bill says, what are your thoughts on the popularity of Peach Momoko? You like her stuff? I haven't read any of her panel interiors, but I've seen the covers and I really like that. So I guess I'm open to it. You're back.
Were you just waiting?
Well, I read Bill's here. He's talking about Peach Momoko. Do you like that?
Awesome.
I've seen the covers, but that's about all I've seen.
I love Peach's art.
Yeah. Marcelo says he's usually good at waiting, but FOMO's a bad thing.
I don't care anymore. I've gotten to the point where I don't even look at what omnis are coming out. Apparently some She-Hulk ones came out that I'm interested in now. Guess what? It's still available. I'll be fine.
Next Imagine says both Akira, I think the first genuine polyphonic novelistic manga, at least that's ever been translated in English, and Lone Wolf and Cub are both two of the high water marks of the entire media. Would you agree with that, Kristan?
That is what people say. I did read Akira. There are 6 of these. They're nice. You can get them in nice big hardcovers. I got this in a nice box set. I like spines too. But this is good stuff. And the art's really good too.
That looks like I might like it.
Yeah, I think you would like it. And these are big and oversized, which is also nice. There's a lot of blood. I don't know if I want to show.
Go ahead. It's all right.
But yeah, it's good. I really liked it. I'd never read it before either. There's even there's good art under the slipjet.
And how many volumes of that is there?
6. 6 of these. They're a little chunky, but they're like quick to read.
Karthik's want to know if I started reading the Alamo Swamp Thing. I haven't. I stopped briefly on my first in, first out order and read Death or Glory, where I'm about to finish it. I do that because the modern stuff reads so fast, that if I just concentrate on first in, first out, and it's all Bronze Age, I'm never gonna get to the other stuff. It's just so I. You read this one, Chris.
Oh, I have a zombie cat now. Sounds like the beginning of an 80s sitcom with a long opening song. It's so true.
With an opening theme song that's better than the show, right? You just
all the time, right?
As well as 2 of the most consequential pieces of popular art of the latter 20th century. High praise indeed from Next Imaginaut for those 2 older mangas. Or it's manga, no S, right?
Yeah. Don't say vinyls either.
Right.
which you hear far too often.
I don't think I've ever said that.
No, but I hear it a lot.
Yeah. Nick Tucker says, if anyone's curious about manga but not a fan of the reading style, check out Blade of the Immortal, the new Dark Horse Deluxe. Read standard left to right. Did you try that one? I can't remember what you said about it.
I have one hardcover of it. Didn't love the first volume, so I probably won't pick the rest out. Yeah. I did grab all my, well, not all, but some of my Urasawa. So this is what Pluto looks like. They're small volumes. And like I said, they're like, how many? I'm like, we're losing 8. There are 8 of these. And it's so great. And here's the art in here. Come on now.
I really like that lower right panel.
It's awesome. This one? Yeah. That
almost looks like a photograph from here anyway.
Yeah, Urasawa was amazing. 20th Century Boys, as I mentioned. There's a cult. There's a bad cult in this. There's a lot of murder. There's a group of kids.
They don't worship Mark Bolan, do they? Or
no, but there's a group of kids who do love a lot of Western rock, and so there's a lot of references to T-Rex and various other things that you would really like, and it's great. It's really, really good. I actually haven't finished it. I have a few more volumes left, but
and how many is that
one? It is 11 plus there's one volume of 21st Century Boys that ends it. Yeah, absolutely. And then Monster is about this doctor, and this doctor has to make a choice one day. Two people come into the ER, and one person's like this really high praise local musician guy, rich guy, everybody loves him. And the other one is a kid who's really bad off, needs surgery immediately to live. But like a kid that, quote unquote, no one cares about, you know? So all the politics of the hospital is like, you got to save this one guy. You got to do him first. Like, don't ignore the kid. And the guy's like, no, I got to like save this kid, you know? So he saves his kid life. This isn't a spoiler because it all happens like pretty fast. And then years and years later, finds out this kid became a murderer. So then he has to deal with that. But yeah, it's so good. This is actually my favorite manga of all time.
Hey, you got to show your pocket again. We talked about it before we started, but people are probably wondering, that's not a real pocket. That's just really good art.
Yeah, I like it a lot. But then, of course, there's Ito books. This is a short story collection. They all do say story collections when they're short story collections.
Okay.
And they're all great.
Yeah, I like the one I have a lot. And Shiver.
You're going to get art like this.
Yeah, that's great. Karthik says you can check out the Drifting Classroom 3 chunky hardcovers. It's a horror manga.
I also have those I could have grabbed. They're beautiful little chonkies. Yeah. It's an older manga. I think the pacing is from the time. I haven't read it recently, though. That's actually the first manga of all time that I've read, and I really liked it.
Do you want to hear about my comic disappointments?
Yeah, I was just going to say I wouldn't recommend, like, if that's your first manga to jump in. Although it got me, I guess. So what do I know?
Right.
Tell me about your disappointments.
Well, I mean, I haven't read it yet, so I know I'm not going to be. I'm not going to be disappointed with the read. But you know, everybody was saying, most people were saying, go ahead and get the standard hardcovers because they may not come out as anything else. Like, okay, and they're cheap too. I'm like, all right, so I got them, and I haven't read them, but I have stretched the spines on them. You know, I've opened them up, and man, there is a lot of cracking. I don't know if you can hear that. Of course, it's not going to do it now, but I guess I got it worked out. But there's a lot of cracking going on for such a small volume. And it's going to be one of those that's hard to read. It's not going to cooperate. It's going to read like a 1990s trade paperback as far as physically, where you got to lay on top of the pages. And
no, you need to get one of those book weights.
A what?
If you're really worried about it, you should get one of those book weights. So that's like a strip of a thing.
Oh, what Mary showed the other day?
Yeah, Mary showed one. Yeah, so you can just set at the top. So like it, because I know you
and then just move it
and lay on your stomach in bed, and it's strange, and everybody's confused by it. But yeah, and then just move it.
Max Applewood says he's co-watching this along with the World Cup match. Larry, I like your shirt. Oh, thanks. Kristan, I also like your shirt. Good shirts all around. Much less exciting shirts than the World Cup match. I bet.
Yeah, you are up against the World Cup. Mary told me that because I told her what time it
Oh,
was
wow.
yesterday, and she's like, "Oh, he's against the World Cup. I have to watch later. I can't watch it live." I was like, "All right, sorry."
Well, cool. The other thing that and I mentioned a little bit about this, but I'm gonna go into some detail now. That I'm
Okay.
super disappointed with, and if Bill's still here, he may have some insight into this. But I got this this huge, was this Fantagraphics? I think it's Fantagraphics. Ray Bradbury, Home to Stay. It is fabulous. It looks fabulous, right? It's a nice hardcover. It's got a friggin' ribbon. Look at that ribbon.
Yeah. What's
Beautiful
the title under that? What does it say?
The Complete Ray Bradbury EC Stories.
Okay. See, I wanted to know what it was. I didn't know what it was.
Okay, sorry. So this is all of the Ray Bradbury adaptations that were done in the EC comics in the 40s and the 50s.
Okay.
Some may go into the 60s a little bit. It's all of it collected in one volume. Sounds like a dream, right?
Yeah.
Guess what? All of it is black and white, which that would not be a crime, except I don't think any of these stories were in black and white originally. And I did a little deep dive last night to confirm that. And no, I'm right. They were colored. And it's too bad because it's a really nice, it's got this embossed kind of deal over some of the figures. It's glossy, and then this is flat and it's raised. It's got like a little bevel around the figures. It's fantastic. Except everything in here is in black and white. Why the hell would you assemble a collection like this? Because it's not artist focused. It's not like the IDW, signature series. It's not like that. Mm-hmm. This is about Ray Bradbury stories in comic form.
Could this have been like a rights issue?
I don't know, but it pissed me off.
There's no way they like took the color out. Like clearly at some point they were printed like that.
It really sucks too, because the art in here, I mean, it's all of these greats from that time, Johnny Craig.
Does
Jack
it suck
Davis.
though?
Huh?
Does it suck? I mean, you can just
Frazetta's in here.
You could still read it and enjoy it, right?
Can I though?
You intend to, right?
Al Williamson, Wally Wood.
You're gonna read it though, right?
I don't know. I'm thinking about selling it. I'm so bummed.
No. Well, give it to me. I'll read it. That sounds great.
Johnny says, "Hey, all, big Omni news for myself presently is that I finally came across a new copy of the DM variant of Eternals Complete Saga Omnibus. Awesome. I actually passed on the Complete Saga because I have the big giant monster size Eternals. Now that has all the Jack Kirby stuff, but none of the ones after it. But yeah, it's probably going to be great though." Razor Rose says that book looks huge. Yeah, it is. It's wider this way than an Absolute, and it's about as tall, maybe a little taller than Absolute. So it's tremendous. I mean, the quality looks good. It's all black and white.
Well, and obviously you would want them reprinted in color, but I'm saying either way, you got a nice book full of that collection that you wouldn't be reading otherwise.
So you think I should just keep it and just get over my black and white aversion? And
yeah, because at this point you've read plenty that you've enjoyed that I've made you read.
Well, and I read The Walking Dead and I enjoyed that. But you know what? The color, the ones they're doing, they're going to go recolor them. I'm going to buy that shit again because I prefer color. I just do. Well, Bill said it looks fabulous. Yeah, it is. But it seems like they should have done this in color. I mean, it wasn't really cheap either, so.
Again, that makes me think it was some kind of rights issue.
Bill says, "Would you sell it to me at a deep discount?" Well, I bought it at a deep discount. I think I paid $53. Bill, I can't imagine that you don't know about InStockTrades.com, but if you don't, that's where you need to get your stuff, man. Forget Barnes & Noble. Go to InStockTrades.com. I mean, if they don't have it, they don't have it, but they have a lot. So.
Even if
I'm an unpaid spokesman for them here. So
yeah, that Barnes & Noble 10% off membership's still not going to get you there at all.
Yeah, it's not going to make a dent in it because this is a cover of $75, and I paid $53 for it. $53, I think, from InStock.
Yeah, and some publishers, they have a deeper discount on, like Image. I mean, there's an Image book on there right now for 50% off. That's normal,
Yeah. Just so bummed about that. And I was thinking, well, maybe part of it was black and white and part of it's color. Oh no, every page is black and white, except for a few pages about Ray Bradbury, and there's photos of him. They're in color. So
again, makes you think it was a rights issue.
You think that could be it?
Well, otherwise, they have no reason to not print it in color.
Never heard of a rights issue where you could have it in black and white but not in color. Is that a thing?
Well, okay, again, clearly they'd been printed somewhere in black and white, right? So, yeah, I would think so. If there were two versions, they didn't suck the color out of it to print it for you. That's what I'm saying. Like,
but couldn't they have the source? Well, probably not. Probably be impossible to get all that source material, wouldn't it?
I think for those sort of things, especially a collection like that from like one specific person and its adaptations and their older comics, there's a lot of like rights and weird like legal things involved that we don't even understand and know about often.
Razor says, I'm with Larry on this. That does suck.
Well, and it does, but I think you could still enjoy it and be happy that you can read those.
I read a little bit of the intro, and it's interesting because a lot of the adaptations in there were not authorized by Bradbury and didn't even have his name on it when EC first put them out. And then Bradbury found out about it and talked to him, and they worked it out, and his name got put on it. And, so that's kind of cool. A lot of them were renegade adaptations. They just did it without any permission or anything. Marcelo Ramos says, wow, that sucks for such a deluxe book. It sucks it's not in its original form. Yeah, that was my thought. It was like, yeah, because I remember when the Marvel Essentials, the original Marvel Essentials, were those big phone books, and we all called them coloring books because they were reprints of Marvel stuff that were always colored, and it looked like a coloring book because all the colors sucked out. Always hated those. Bill says, seriously, though, I'll be there in February. If you're looking to sell that volume, let me know. Hey, I got to get. Nice chatting. Yeah, see you, Bill. Nice to see you. Johnny says, yeah, I wanted the Simonson stuff as well. I also pick up the monster size book Larry has too for the Kirby art and the E.C. Bradbury book. Wonder if having it in color or black and white was a cost issue. And it doesn't seem like it should have been.
Well, and I wondered that too, because it's already a costly book to put together clearly because it's costly. $75. But
it's really heavy paper. It's glossy. Really good quality, thick paper. X Imaginon says, speaking of Fantagraphics, have you been collecting the complete Crepax? What is that, Kristan? Hardcovers? If not, and you might be interested, they're finally resolicited and reprinted the out of print and very expensive first hardcover. I have not heard of that, Next Imaginon. Have you, Kristan?
I've heard of it, but I don't know anything about it.
In the new previews, you said. Nick says, what would you say is your most anticipated book release of 2023? Let me pull up my giant list of things I have to buy.
Mine is for sure the Tilly Walden, Tegan and Sarah comic that is coming out.
Yeah. I want to read that too. The Kree Scroll War Gallery Edition is going to be next year. Man, I love those gallery editions. I'm a sucker for all of those, almost all of them. What else? They're going to be finishing up the Peter David omnibuses on the Hulk. That'd be nice to have. And I'm getting one that everybody makes fun of on all the Omnibro shows and everything. They're like, who's going to buy this? And I'm like raising my hand. The Planet of the Apes Adventures Marvel Omnibus. I'm in for that. And apparently nobody else is. I mean, I don't know. At least those guys aren't. They're always making fun of, oh, who asked for that and who's buying that? I'm like, I am.
I'm also stoked about Clementine Volume 2 from Tilly Walden, which is the Walking Dead story.
Yeah.
It's set in that universe, at least.
Oh, yeah. The Dark Room Volume 2 should be out next summer. I'm really looking forward to that. So,
yeah, and I believe Lemire's Fish Flies, that's coming out next year. Anything Lemire, of course, but yeah. Speaking
of Lemire, Razor Ramen says, is Royal City top tier Lemire? I would say absolutely.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's my top, but it is top tier, absolutely. 100%.
I rank it pretty high up there. It's probably top 5 for me, Lemire.
And it may be. It's certainly top 10 for me. I've read more Lemire than you have, though.
That's true. Oh, another thing coming out next year is Avengers Omnibus Volume 2 reprint, which I need that because I got a hole right there. I have number 1, which I paid too much for, and I have 3 and 4.
They keep reprinting books that you thought would never come back. Interesting.
Yeah. Well, see, I paid a little more than cover for Avengers Volume 1 because I had to get it on eBay.
Yeah, which was a total fail.
Because it did get reprinted, yes.
Yeah.
So, but I haven't got 2 yet. I'm waiting for that reprint, and then I'm gonna have a nice Avengers Omni collection. Razor says, I loved playing Ace movies as a kid. Don't think I'll get that Omni, but I could see the appeal. Well, I love Bronze Age Marvel stuff. I like their adaptations, and this is a can't miss for me. Now, what I question is, why is it in an omnibus? This should have been a gallery edition. I don't think there was very many of these. It's probably going to be like a mini bus, you know?
I like a mini bus.
Yeah, because I don't know what they're going to fill the pages with unless they've got a bunch of a whole lot of extras, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, Nick says he's looking forward to that too. Yep. And Nick, you realize these are not adaptations of the last round of those movies. This is going back to the late 70s. So mid-late 70s. Marcel says, Marvel Age Omnibus, who wants that? Yeah, well, I do agree with that sentiment. I cannot understand that at all. I mean, I've probably read dozens of Marvel Age or Marvel Age comics, and I'm like, they're kind of interesting sometimes, but I have no desire to have those in an omnibus. I guarantee that is going to be heavily discounted, and it's going to be at Ollie's, within a month or 2 of release? What do you think, Chris?
Oh, probably. That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. James says, your Avengers Volume 1 spine probably won't match the new Volume 2 and 3 spine. Well, I have a 3 and 4 also. I can't remember what kind of spine those have. And, oddly enough, for somebody that has a lot of, well, I won't say OCD because that term is wildly overused since it is really a clinical mental problem, But I have some compulsive tendencies. I guess all collectors do. And the spine thing doesn't really set me off. It won't stop me from buying the book, certainly,
Well, sure. And I feel the same, but it's going to bother you when you
have a
tiny baby spine on Volume 2 and not the
I
rest.
don't
Just
like
that
that they've done that.
One.
I don't like that they've done that, no. But Johnny says, seems they were first released in black and white. The Al Feldstein pin comics are brought back in glorious black and white to recapture the tales as they were first released from 1951 to 1954.
I actually just found that and was waiting for the time to jump in because I was doing research to find this
when
out.
I did my deep dive last night, I just took a random one from the front of the book, and it was Weird Tales, a couple Weird Tales issues from the 40s, and they were color. They were not black and white. Unless I'm off on my research, I saw color pages.
I was reading what Johnny was reading, and I was reading some people were like, yes, we would love this to be in color, but with everything else they put in, the interviews and getting all the artists and like getting everything involved, this person was just reviewing the book, but they were like, we can understand why they may have had to put it in black and white. So
all right.
I
need to calm down.
Really happy. Yes, everyone seems to be happy the collection exists, which is what I'm telling you to do. Be happy it exists.
All right. I'm not going to sell it then. I'm going to keep it. I'll probably put it in my FIFO order though, because I know it's going to be tough to get through. It's going to be long. Yeah. Nick says, the original films. Okay, cool. I rewatch those every couple of years. I have them all in every format available. All right, so Nick has triple dipped probably by now. Marcelo says, I would like that Marvel Age Omni as a curiosity, but I don't want to pay for it. Yeah, if someone gave it to me, I would keep it in my collection for sure. But to pay even $40 or $50 for it, I'm like, no. Maybe $5. I'd take it for $5. But Johnny, I'm calm. Was curious is all. No, I meant I should calm down. No, I wasn't accusing you. I was asking
Johnny, you're good. My dad's not good.
I'm the one that needs to calm down. I get the. I'm the one all blood pressure meds over here. Yeah. So
You do need to calm down.
no, Johnny, that helped. What you guys are talking about made me a little deal with it better. So
Good.
So thanks.
Did you already mention what you're reading next? Because that's what I want to know about.
Oh, okay. Well, I think I probably should go back to my FIFO and read the first Alan Moore Swamp Thing. Absolutely. So I'll probably get back on them.
If you're doing that, then are you just reading one and going to something else, or are you just reading them straight through, all three?
I have not decided yet. I guess it depends on how long it takes me to get through the first one.
Okay.
If I can do it quickly enough, then I'll probably just go on to the second one. But if it takes a long time, then I might have to dip into something modern in between.
Gotcha.
Johnny's a okay, he gets it now. Yeah, I'm the one that needs to calm down. Your mom probably tells me that more than anything. You need to calm down.
Sounds right. I think when I jumped in and I was in the studio waiting for you to put me in, I was just hearing her say, "Calm down." It's like, yeah, sounds right.
Yeah, that's my production crew of one cat and one wife.
Nice.
Yeah. Nick says, "Love the profile pic, Johnny Silver Surfer." Yeah, and it's the Kirby Silver Surfer. I always thought it was maybe no one else cares about this, but this always was amazing to me that Kirby created the Silver Surfer, and in the Silver Surfer series, he only ever drew one issue, the last one. Everything else was Big John Buscema, which I like too. So I don't know. Random fact.
Okay. Are you not wanting to know what I'm going to read next?
I do want to know. What is it?
Well, I have 3 things on my mind right now, and one of them is this Howard the Duck by Chip Zdarsky Omni that I recently got because it's short and I've already read. I read the first volume.
Yeah,
it's a tiny bus. There are actually mini bus out there.
Oh, are they shorter in height too?
No, they're just called mini bus. There are.
Deadpool. I thought we made that up.
No, Deadpool mini bus.
Okay. But did we say that before that came out? Did they copy off us?
Minibus. I don't think we said that before they came out. I don't think you were into Omnis before the first one came out.
Well, I didn't say I invented it, but you may have.
Well, that's possible. But yeah, I want to read this.
Well, I know you've got connections in the industry, so
Well, yeah, I'll ask him.
You got more than I do. You got.
Yeah. Of course, also Gideon Falls Volume 2. I'm going to read this very soon. Which is still in the shrink. Yeah,
when I take another break from my FIFO to read something modern, it'll probably be that.
Yeah, I'm very excited
because that'll go quick. It won't go. It'll be quick.
Yeah, and I think after She-Hulk, I feel like I maybe need to unwrap my one other She-Hulk Omni that I have not read.
And is that which
is the Dan Slott?
Name? Dan Slott. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably good.
That's pretty thin. I've heard a lot of good things about it. I haven't read it. So I don't know. But I read, John Burns a while back.
Johnny's going to get the Marvel Age Omni. He's the one.
He's the one, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, he said he'll have to Google it, may have to be on his list. Maybe it shouldn't be, Johnny.
Yeah, that Kirby stuff, some of it's really psychedelic, and it just, especially the Silver Surfer, it just kind of epitomizes the 60s, It's in comic books anyway. Yep. So what's next on your channel? What are you doing?
Well, we went to Chicago last month. Was it last month? Yeah, last month. I don't know what month it is anymore. And we got a lot of books and stuff. And comics, and we went to a lot of great stores. So we filmed a haul video for that. That's coming up Monday.
Awesome. Yeah. Speaking of haul videos, I got to go on a little YouTube tangent here. So I had a pretty small, quick haul unboxing I did last night, right?
Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah, it's 2.5 minutes long.
And I was so bothered that you had 2 books.
It was.
I was that's it.
It was a pretty weak unboxing, wasn't it?
Yeah,
but guess what? That thing has the views on it for the time it's been up, it's just unbelievable for my channel. I mean,
it's because it is so short. It actually, I watched that and I was like, I need to make more short unboxings. I guess I just need to go buy like 2 books on IST and put them up.
Well, here's my bitch. I know I probably look at that page far too much for somebody that's not a professional YouTuber. I'm not making money here, but looking at my stats page, my studio page, you know how it puts a little capsulization of how the video's doing, has some metrics there. It bitches like about
thumbs up, thumb down.
Yeah. Well, they're all thumbs up on that, except the bottom one is a thumbs down, which is the view time. It's comparing it to my other videos, but not as a percentage, as minutes. Shouldn't it be a percentage?
Because I would have thought it would have been a percentage.
To say that this video that's 2.5 minutes long is doing poorly because it's not 8 minutes long? What?
That is weird.
Yeah, that should be a percentage. I mean, what are they thinking? You got Google is this mastermind of software, right? But they don't understand a video's time should be a percentage, not a minute. Pisses me off.
I just want to verbally say out loud to all the public, remember when you started doing unboxing videos and you didn't say a word? And then you sent me the video and I was like, you're not saying literally anything. You need to talk during this.
Yeah.
And now you do, and you do great at it. But I need a producer credit for that. That's what I need. I feel like I really changed.
Well, I have started adding your link to is now part of my default description. You're a permanent part of my doobly-doo.
That's what it should have been a long time ago.
Yeah,
but I appreciate that now. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't say producer, but it has all your information. So.
That's fine. I just need everybody to know that before you were weirdly silently unboxing.
Were pretty. They sucked, didn't they?
It wasn't great. I was just like, why aren't you talking? You weren't even saying the name of the book. You were just like showing the camera, and I was like, what is this?
Yeah, it was dumb.
It was weird.
And one thing that kills me is why does no one else do this in our little space of collected editions?
Do what?
Unboxings. Almost no one does. They do haul videos, but almost no one shows the, I don't know. But hey, I'm glad because it's my niche, I guess. So whatever.
But no one really cares about the box. I think that's the point.
Well, I think collectors care about how stuff's packed.
Yeah, but fair. I think at this point we all know. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't know. Bill's talking about being in earlier. Maybe they don't all know.
Yeah. Wow.
Next, Maginal says should be noted the new Avengers Volume 1 reprint will have a superior build to the first edition. Oh, nice. Okay, thanks. If not, also
it always happens.
Huh?
That always happens.
Wow.
Always.
No, so not always. Sometimes they're just a straight up duplicate.
Not with binding. Everything they've reprinted, especially if there were any sort of binding issues or anything like that, or build issues, they've always fixed it in the second print. I'm just saying.
No, I think sometimes the second printings are worse because the paper gets thinner and shit on some of those.
I'm not talking about the paper quality. I'm talking about if there's ever a binding or anything issue.
Well, they're pretty related though.
No, because it's just paper. No one really cares.
Okay. Johnny says, yeah, Jess did give me your email. I don't sell many of my collected editions though. That's the thing. But almost never.
No, just the ones I'm interested in. Those are the only ones you sell.
But I will let you know if I have some. Yeah. Marcelo says maybe they do it delivery in order to push a minimum minutes in length. Yeah, it could be, but it's not an accurate metric though. I mean, how can if my video that's 2.5 minutes long has an average retention of a 1.53 minutes, that's not bad to me. That's yeah, but yeah, it could be. It's all about ads, I guess, Well,
and that's actually probably part of it, right? Because they can't put an ad on that video.
They're not going to add that. Maybe, at the front. Everything gets one at the front, I guess.
No, not everything. Especially videos that short. I don't think they usually do that. So that's probably part of it, yeah. Yeah,
could be. Probably because every day there are new readers coming in, so it's helpful. I started reading comics from last year. Well, that's cool. Well, people seem to love them, though. I mean, my unboxings they do better than my reviews. I mean, we talked about that before, and I put
That's
a
everyone.
lot of effort into reviews.
That's everyone.
Yeah.
I've told you that. I mean,
yeah, I mean, it's an incredible amount of hours I put into those because of the scans and the editing and the Photoshop and all that.
the vast majority, I'd say, not even majority, just everyone on YouTube for any sort of like book review, like those are going to get way less views than everything else.
Yeah. But I mean, it's the foundation of what I'm trying to do. So I'm going to keep doing it. I like doing it. So, if I get 150 views, I get 150 views. So. Max says, I've never checked out those stats, but then again, I throw on a video like every other month. Yeah, I've watched a few of his videos. He's a hell of a musician. I think Dirk says, really enjoy the unboxing. The fact that you do it on camera adds to the haul cost. We don't know what's coming. Yeah, thanks.
And sometimes you don't know. That's when it's fun. When you're like, I don't remember what I ordered.
Occasionally I do not know.
Here. Yeah. I like that.
Next Imaginaut coming in again. The most significant French and Euro art comic auteurs ever. He's become one of my favorites over the years. So who are we talking about? I got to go back up to the other one now.
That's why you can't click on Next Imaginaut comments until you have all three.
I got you.
You have to.
Well, I'm a newbie at this. He's talking about Guido Crepax, probably, which I probably butchered that pronunciation completely.
Yeah, because there's not two E's.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I started to do unboxings too because you were like, I want to see the box, and I was like, fine.
Yeah, so, I want to see the box. I want to see if it's packed properly.
Yeah.
Max out one. Thanks. Yep.
Yeah, we just did a big unboxing. If no one's checked that out, maybe on my channel. That was fun. You and I.
Yep. Yeah.
So you unboxed some stuff live. I did too. I had a big too many omnibus order from ISD. It was fun. Yeah,
that was a lot. And one thing I should mention about both of our channels, the people should know if they don't know, and they probably do or they wouldn't be here, but in case just someone random comes through, everything on our channels is completely true. Meaning none of it is staged other than, there are fake unboxings. Do you know people do that? It's crazy.
Really?
Yes, absolutely. Maybe not in art.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I guess in the sphere of things, then I can understand.
Yeah, maybe not in our space, but they'll say, oh, it's okay. We'll just tape it back up and do it again. What? I mean, they're not showing you that, but that's what I've come to find out. So they're fake.
Okay, though. Does that really matter?
Yeah, it does. I don't want to see a fake unboxing.
I mean, you're not going to know, though, clearly.
Right, but you're misrepresenting the
well, okay, I've never. I'm just saying.
Because you may not get it back the way it was.
It's strange.
Well, hopefully Max is taking care of that porno spam there.
Is Max a mod?
I think Max is a mod.
You'll know if you made him a mod or not.
I made you a mod. Did I make Max a mod?
Okay, I'll go in there. I just have to open my YouTube.
Or
yeah, I should be a mod. Let me see.
Maybe James. Somebody. Yep. Finally, I got enough attention to get the bots after me. Nick says, fake unboxings, what is the world coming to? Yeah, it's crazy. Interesting stuff. Next Imaginaut. I might have to check that out sometime. Kristan Norwolf wants to know if either of us have any Folio Society books.
No, because I just don't have enough money for it.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, they're beautiful editions of mostly classic books. I mean, there's some modern stuff too, and they're beautiful, but they're expensive. Can
I make anyone a mod from here? Or do I got to go to YouTube to do that?
You have to go to YouTube. I got them out, so
that's
why I said no one's a mod.
Well, James and Max, do y'all want to be mods? Because if you do, we can do that.
Oh, we can't. You can.
I can.
It's your channel.
Didn't I make you a mod once though?
Yeah, I already removed them.
Right. But as a mod, you can't make someone else a mod?
I don't think that's how it works. No, it's on my channel.
All right, let me see if I can do it real
You should
quick.
mute that if you haven't already.
I paused it. I stopped it.
Okay.
All right, where's Max?
Max said, sure, I like the blue font. That's a good reason for it.
James, you are now.
James is just like wielding mod powers on every channel.
He's got them all over the place.
Yeah. Why are you bringing me up?
I don't know. I'm clicking through here. Yeah, now I am familiar with Mobius and Minara a lot, and I love both of them a lot. Well, I haven't read any of that stuff. I'm not a big DC guy, but Kristan would probably have a favorite New 52.
Yeah. So let's see. This Batgirl by Gail Simone. I loved it a lot. And actually, I think you would really like this too.
Yeah.
Honestly. Yeah. It was great.
As long as there's not any Robin in there.
Really good art. I don't remember. But you know,
I hate Robin so much.
I hate Superman. So if he ever shows up in anything, I don't even remember because I ignore him so hard. So I love the Batgirl. And I also read, isn't that Batwoman New 52 from Rucka? Let's see. Is that right, everyone?
I think that's right from what you've been talking about. I think that's
right. With like
with the terrible cover with the foot.
Terrible cover with the foot cover. So bad. Yeah, but this is great.
Do you think there's some weird foot fetishists that love that cover?
It's a boot though. It's like it's not even her foot. It's just like the bottom of a boot.
Maybe they're into,
Okay, I don't know why you brought that up on your live. Interesting.
Because it's a huge shoe. I don't know.
Also, then you you said that whole community was weird, so you're gonna lose some people. But
oh man, no offense to foot fetishists everywhere. I'm okay with it.
That's a neat thing you said. Okay, so I like the art in this too. But yeah, this was great. I did of course, prefer the Rucka stuff to what's the other guy? J.H. Williams stuff at the middle. But I still did really like the whole thing, and definitely worth it for the Rucka stuff. Mm-hmm. So those two, because you know why? Because those are like the two I've read.
Right, that's right. You haven't read a lot either. Marcel says fake prank videos are more annoying than fake unboxings. Yeah, I hate all fake stuff though.
This was New 52 as well, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Everybody.
So the New 52 you've read has just been incidental New 52, right?
Yeah, on accident. Yeah, because I also loved this and the Swamp Thing.
James Abel's talking about Ashley Herring Blake. I have never heard of her, unless it's from your reviews. Maybe
you've heard of her from me.
I've heard of her, but I'm not familiar.
You wouldn't like any of that. It's too contemporary for you. There's not enough sci-fi.
Too normal contemporary.
It's too normal contemporary.
Okay. Y'all made Max a mod, so now he has a blue font. Cool.
Nice.
You and James Abel both, I think.
Yeah, Max, next time you pop up in my chat, I'll make you a mod for fun if you want.
Yeah,
and you can really just take over YouTube.
It's cool that Why the Hate for Robin. I think it all started many, many years ago. I know the costumes changed somewhat now, but with the little green bikini and the little short little like elf boot things, and just the whole aesthetic just really. I'm not a big DC guy, so I like Batman, but I never could stand Robin.
And I'll say, you know what? I mean, you know, I've already talked about this, but I did love Super Sons.
You really like Super Sons, didn't you?
People made me read it, and I was hesitant as well because look, that kid has a big ol' S, okay? And I just really despise Superman. I've never had any real opinions toward Robin, but these little guys are great little versions of these characters. So I did love this.
Yeah. Next, Imagine I was talking about Jim Woodring just designed new Folio Society caliber release of David Lindsay's major sci-fi novel, A Voyage to Arcturus. It seems like I've heard of that, but
I haven't, but it sounds cool. And Folio Society does awesome work. So
your internet brother is here.
Yeah, apparently.
Where would you start for Swamp Thing? I think you should start with the first one, the Bronze Age stuff.
Don't tell people that. It's not necessary.
Well, it's not necessary, but if they're asking me what I think they should do,
Okay.
I mean, the art alone is worth it. You got Bernie Wrightson. You shouldn't see the Bernie Wrightson before you see someone else. You don't agree with that?
No, because guess what? I have not. I started with New 52 Swamp Thing because this intersects with the Animal Man by Jeff Lemire omnibus. And this is Scott Snyder and what's his face? Who's the other guy? The other guy. I don't know. And this is a chonky beast. But I also really like this. And I plan to read the Alan Moore after this. And by after this, I mean, whenever I read Swamp Thing next, it'll be Alan Moore. I do not and have zero intention to read the beginning of Swamp Thing.
Yeah, you don't want to see that fabulous Bernie Wrightson art? Or did you get enough from my video? You got enough from my...
You can show me in your video. You could show me in real life. And then I'll be like, okay, cool. And then I'll move along with my life because I don't need to go back there.
Well, so, Dill Spear, there's two different opinions for you.
There you go.
So probably, I guess the answer might be it doesn't matter.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't really have to, But I don't know if you like that era. So maybe if you've already read some New 52, I, again, don't think you have to because I really haven't read a lot.
All right. I respect that opinion. Yeah. Hayden says, Max has conquered YouTube one channel mod job at a time. Hayden, dude, I'll make you a mod if you don't watch.
I was just going to say, Hayden, are you a mod on my channel? Because if you're not, let's make that happen.
Max says he'll try not to let all the power go to his head. He don't want to be a Kanye. No one wants to do that.
One day you're just going to have a chat full of mods.
Call me Topic says Alan Moore's run is the best place to start. And that's probably the consensus, I bet.
Yeah.
That's
what I hear. I didn't do it, but that's what I hear.
Yeah. Have you read or interested in the Nancy Collins Swamp Thing? I have not read it, but I hear it's really good.
Yes, and I'm very interested. I know whenever I wanted to get it, I just waited too long. Then it was out of print, and then it became back in print. Do you know what the current status, Marcelo? Do you happen to know? I'm curious.
Hey, says Superman sucks. Superman sucks. Kal-El, however, is the GOAT.
Hayden, you're going to make me read it. I've heard you talk about it a lot, I feel like, and you're going to make me read it, and then we'll see.
Karthik started Swamp Thing from the last run by Ramby. And how'd that work out for you? Are you lost? You're okay? I mean,
I hear a lot of people have been doing that too because they love Ramby.
Nick says, I got to go swamp things to get together for lunch. Go swamp some things together for lunch. Okay. I had a little trouble with that one. See you, Nick. Thanks for coming by. We probably need to be wrapping up pretty soon anyway, don't we?
Yeah, I feel like you're going to be yelled at soon.
Yep.
I also need to go get my COVID booster. So,
I'm behind on that. I've had the first two, I guess, the first two shots, but I haven't had the ones after that.
You haven't had a booster at all?
What's it been, like 4?
Yeah, you haven't had any booster? What?
I'm not opposed to it. I just haven't done it.
That's the shock. That's a shock. I didn't know.
Yeah. Hayden says you should read it, then impress Jess on your next show on his channel by telling you read Superman.
Oh, me, you mean? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, for you.
Yeah, because that's also like technically not Superman, right, Hayden? We'll talk later. You can message me. But I'm going to have to check it out.
Karthik said it's good. It's very different about the Nancy Collins Swamp Thing, I guess. Yeah.
No, Ram V.
Yeah. The what?
Ram
the Ram V. I'm sorry, Ram V. Yeah. There's so many. I can't keep up.
Well, just a comment right there.
I mean, there's so many people that's been on Swamp Thing. You
know? Right. Yeah, I will be on Justice Channel, OmniDogs Vault at 1 p.m. Eastern, 12 noon Central today. So we're going to talk about why we love comics. Yeah, we're going to do that later.
Heck, you ain't got much time then.
No, I got to go to the store. You get a shot.
All right.
The shot store is where I'm going.
Get one in real quick here. Marcelo says, see it available on Amazon for $67. Third-party seller, though. Ooh.
Oh. We're all like,
that sounds sketchy.
I just had to order something on Amazon. We'll talk about this another time, but it's a heavier book, and I'm very scared about what it's going to come in. But it's like you couldn't get it anywhere else. And I was like, well, I'm going to try, hope for the best. I can always send it back, but I don't want to. So see how that goes.
Well, thanks for being here. Everybody in the chat, thanks for showing up. Kristan, thanks for being my awesome co-host again.
Thank you for having me. I'm sure I'll have you back on soon. We'll figure something out.
Yep,
If anybody
for
wants to
sure.
check out the Comic Slayer, I'm talking about books over there. You know.
Yeah, and my top 10 that's coming this Tuesday is top 10 books that Kristan made me read. So,
and I've watched it. It's a good video. Some good reads.
Yep. Thanks, Steel Spirit. And thanks, everybody. Better cut it here. We'll see you.
Have a good day.
Bye.